Hi, Comp 2 folks. I hope you're having a warm week inside the house because we know that with the frozenness that exists outside the home, um, there's no possibility of staying warm, right? This is crazy. It's kind of ironic that Disney released their Frozen movie this year, right? Do you feel like you're in the land of Frozen? Okay, just want to talk to you a little bit about this week and what we've got in store for us. So I'm going to scroll on down, try not to make you dizzy. Oh, I'm going to back up the truck 1 second. This same worksheet right here, a rubric rather, appears in your course content this week, and this is the standards set by the university, or by the college rather, on what makes an excellent, competent, needs improvement, or failing paper. Obviously, we're looking like at an AB right here, A, B, C in this area, C, D. Yeah, let me restate that. A for excellent, B, C, competent, C, D, needs improvement, and F for failing, obviously. Okay, that's in your course content this week, but I wanted to back up a little bit to see that. Okay, looking at your syllabus this week, we are going to be doing some big time writing. This is our first paper, and I want to relieve your fears about it, but also kind of tell you what the expectation is and that kind of thing. For assignment 2-4, you're going to be posting both to the discussion board and to the assignment spot. I call it the Dropbox sometimes. That's a carryover from a different LMS that's not Sakai, that uses the term Dropbox for the assignment place, and to me it's just hard to say assignment place, so assignment Dropbox. It's my mailbox. Okay, 2-4 is going to be your peer edit spot, and let me explain to you what I want for that. You don't have to put your whole rough draft up, and in fact, if it's around Wednesday, Thursday, you still don't have much written, crank out enough that you could throw something up there that other people could give you some feedback on, even if it's just your introduction, even if it's your thesis and a working outline. I'd like more than that, but I know there are weeks that will be slimmer than others. If you got your whole paper done, awesome. Post it up there by Thursday and let somebody really take the time to help you edit. Ultimately, you make the final decision. So if somebody says, oh, I think you're supposed to do this, and you're like, I don't think so, you make those final calls. One way that you might consider editing other people's paper is to click on the review button if you're using a Microsoft Word program, and it will give you the opportunity to insert comments, so you can interact with them that way and send it back to them, or you can simply just kind of give a summary bullet point of ideas in response to their paper. All of us love to get encouragement, and so I think it's important to encourage one another in our editing, but none of us want to hear, oh, that's great, when it's not really that great. Do you like my hair? Yeah, it's great. Okay, no, it comes down to a point where you want some polite honesty, okay? So be tactful, but be direct. I think that you're looking for a thesis statement that has a naysayer in it. What about if you would do this? And if they did do a good job on everything and you can't find a single thing, tell them what it was that was especially impacting about their paper. Be specific in your editing. This is going to do two things. One, it's going to help grow other writers in our class, but it's also going to help you grow as a writer because you're getting to see other people's writing, and inherently, as you help somebody else edit, it really does hone your own writing skills. The final draft is due Sunday at midnight, and it is assignment 2-5. What are we writing? Let's go ahead and take a little field trip to our classroom. And I'm going to click on course content. I've always got to do this since I authored this course content. Okay, so I'm going to click on this one. Some of you have said you kind of confuse me. You have a lot of words in your assignment, so let me kind of go through and tell you what's in the inner workings of my mind. Don't be too afraid. Okay, I'm always going to start and tell you all of the steps of writing. Okay, it's just I'm trying to really drive home how this all fits together in the writing process. Okay, I'm giving you a sample of the thought process. I'm talking, it goes right from step 1 to step 3 because that's excellent planning on my part, don't you think? This is literally walking you through a template for this paper. Don't worry about step 2 missing. Okay, that's just me doing some bad editing. There are other templates that you can look at in course resources, and if those are not to be found, let me know if you want some more templates. Okay. I have some samples of free writing. Then we're going to draft. Some of you may have already done, sorry to make you dizzy, some of this organization already as you responded to your discussion board. Then you're going to draft. We know the prompt is from last time around and from the top of this sheet here, that we are looking for a summary response. Maybe I don't have it up there. We're looking for a summary response paper. Okay? So you're going to have a balance between summarizing one of your articles and responding to it with an argument. You can agree, you can disagree with the author, or you can agree with exception, or disagree with exception if you prefer. There's some key stuff in here I would like you to read through it. Kind of slowly going. Obviously you're not reading it right now. Your thesis is key. The very most important thing right now in getting your paper done is your thesis. So let's say I am summarizing the article. I've chosen the article by Reichert, I believe was this time around, and she wrote about her history classes having a slant to them. And she's telling a story, but there is a sense of argument that she's sort of critical maybe, not caustically critical, but a little bit concerned about the limited education that she got about World War II as a student post-World War II. As I think of that, I think, I wonder how limited my students' education is in 9/11. I look at my own education and I think, what kind of power did my history teachers have in influencing me towards their political party? And all of a sudden, I kind of have a response to Reichert. I don't live in Germany. I am a post-World War II student, but a little further out than she was. Could I say that while this, I'm sure, it existed in Germany and may still exist in some parts, this is also true of the United States and our education system? Or fill in your own argument. You don't have to get stuck with mine. And here's the thing. I don't have to agree with you, and you can still get an A. It's not about whether I agree with you or not, okay? There's some things about writing introductions. There's things about editing and revising here. Do read through this stuff. I know it's a lot more reading, but it will help you to know what I'm looking for in your writing. And it's not just about my preferences in your writing. It honestly is about giving you the best writing training I know how to give. Okay? So look at all of these little things, and here we go. Then you're going to edit that final paper and post the paper as assignment 2-4. And then you're going to move on to the next assignment, which is alluded to here. Part of your assignment is to respond to 2 peers. And I would like you to copy and paste your response to the peers as well as your initial post in order to get full credit on that assignment. So again, 2-4 is a combination of your rough draft and your responses to others. You can't control that others respond to you, but let's try to mix it up, folks. Okay, what is the publishing worksheet going to say? Let's open this bad boy up. This is the final step. Explains the publishing step, and it gives you a feedback. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to literally go like this. All the way down. Okay? I want you to right click And because I don't have the enable button, I didn't enable editing first. It's not showing me. Well, let me show you exactly. Sorry. Redo. Okay. So I have this open. I'm going to copy all of this down. And after I go all the way down through the rubric, and that's the same rubric I showed you in the syllabus, I'm going to go copy. And then when I go to paste it, use the paintbrush one, because that will keep the chart intact. If you use this one, it'll see what it just did behind me? It scrambled everything. Chart, not so much chart. Okay? So that's what I want you to do at the end of your paper. Just add a page on after your works cited, this, and then this top part here, you scroll up, is your feedback form. I got kind of ahead of myself. I got so excited about copying and pasting. I didn't tell you what this was. This is my way of creating a conversation with you about your paper. This is not a gotcha thing. If you tell me you're working 10 hours on a 3-page paper, my goal is going to help you to get it down to more like 3 to 6 hours. Okay? So these are kind of to let me into your world. When I say what frustrations you experienced, we can all agree that a lot of our academic performance has to do with outside influences. You can say, there were 3 other papers due in other classes and I had to prioritize, or I got strep throat this weekend and that's when I was scheduled to write this paper, and that's frustrating, right? Or my computer died, or whatever it is. But make sure that you are specific with these responses, and when you tell me why you would give yourself a grade, don't tell me because you worked your hardest. I'm going to assume that, but justify it looking at the criteria I'm using down here. Then I'm going to give you something that I enjoyed the most about your paper and a specific goal to work on for next time. And we're going to try to break it down that way. I don't want to just bombard you with red marks, so to speak. I want to give you something to build on and take it at where the starting point that you're coming into this class on, and make you a better writer from that point, not from somebody else's point. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so this gets copied and pasted to the end of your paper. One last thing before we head our separate ways. This is an academic writing assignment, and so you must use MLA. You must have internal citations, and you must have a works cited. Your works cited will only have one resource on it. I don't want outside resources. Please, please, please don't research your article. Just use the article and your brain, okay? Then for the internal citations, you technically don't need an author's last name because there's only one source. You're not using the Hirschberger last name. That's the anthology. So when you go to find your works cited, you're going to find the type of works cited format that says text found in an anthology or in another work or something like that, okay? I think it's item number 28, if I remember right. I don't know why I think that number, but we'll see if I'm right or not. And when you do your internal citations, when do you cite? You always cite quotes. You always cite paraphrases of ideas or concepts from the author, even if you already knew the ideas. If it goes beyond common knowledge, you need to have an internal citation. Citations are not just to prove that you're not plagiarizing. Citations are also to give other researchers a starting point if they want to use your research or your paper as a place to jump off from into other research. So it also builds your credibility. You're saying, not just me says this, but other people say it too. So I will not ever take away points for you over-citing. Don't over-quote, but over-citing, which means internal citations in the parentheses, parenthetical citations, in-text citations are A-okay. You need at least one per paragraph. Not quotes, but citations. Hope that helps. If you need clarity, please let me know. We'll talk to you later.